So guys, in this video we are going to give a health to our enemies. So for doing that, we can make a new script or we can go to our enemy script. So I'm going to create a new script, going to call it enemy health. Then I'm going to open it. Here we need some variable. The first one will be our animator, public animator anime, and start function. We want to get our anime, and the next variable will be public float current health and public float max health. And a bool function, public bool is dead. Now in a start function, we want to say our current health is equal to max health. Now I'm going to make a new function here, public void take a damage. Inside float damage. And here we want to say our current health minus equal to the damage. Whatever is our damage, we will reduce it from our current health. Then here I'm also going anim dot set trigger is our health. Then here I'm going to make if function. We say if our current health less than equal to 0, we want first to say our current health is equal to 0. Then we want to make a die function. So we want to call the die function. Let's make a die function. Actually, we can, instead of die function, just write anim dot set bool and the bool should be true and should be is dead. Later we need to add them in our animator. Then we want to destroy game object after 1 second. And also here we want to say is dead is equal to true. So now let's go to our projectile. Here we are going to make a new function, collision in enter to the inside of that we want to say if collision dot game object dot get component. The component is our enemy hertz is not equal to null. So when we have an enemy, then we want, say, enemy hertz underline enemy hertz is equal to collision.game object dot get component enemy hertz so after that we need to say parenthesis closed, and then here we need to call that enemy hertz that we have here, that we store the information of the collision of our enemy hertz. So here we need to just write underline enemy hertz dot take a damage. Then also we want to destroy the game object as well when so we collide with our enemy. So now let's save it. Going back to the game. So now I'm going to our prefab enemy 1. We need to add the enemy hertz. So I'm going to call the current hertz at 50. And max hertz 50 as well. So now we need to go to the animator actually. Here I'm going to add two parameter. Where is our enemy? There. I'm going to add the two parameter. One there is dead. And the next one is the trigger. The trigger would be the hertz. Pull function. So default we have a walk. What we want from walk, we are going to our hertz whenever we get the hertz. So make a transition to our hertz and back to walk again. Here I'm going to make it hertz function, and I want to it happen without exit time and with 0 duration. So that means when we trigger that, he's going to overheard back to walk again. But whenever, so our enemy going to die because he's going to the overheard animation. After that, we want to make this bool function also true. So I'm going to make it is that is true and it's going to this animation. And I want it to happen exactly without exit time and transition duration to be 0 as well. So now everything I think is set up. Now we need to do the same things for the other enemies as well. So now let's go back to our game. In our enemy, I'm going to add our script. Enemy health. I think I did before. I don't know why it's deleted. So I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to give it 50. And I'm going to give the animator. So now let's see if it works. It doesn't work. I think it's because of my projectile. So the enemy has the capsule collider. Okay, so let's go to our projectile inside. So instead of the on collision, I'm going to make it until enter. It's worked better. So I'm going to cut all this part, paste it here, and also I'm going to bring that destroy game object because it's a trigger now inside of that. As soon as it's going inside of the box collider, we want to destroy it. So let's save it. I can delete this part. And now let's test it again. As you see, you get damage. Okay. But I think the enemy has max hits. I need to first give him 50 max hits. Okay. Let's test it again. If I come to this character, you see, where is that? The current health is 10. He's going to die. And he's also died as well. Perfect. So guys, after some buggings, I just noticed that we have some. You see here when the enemy is going to die, instead we loop the animation. See, so he's going to die and he's also moving as well. So for doing that, to fix that problem, we need to first go to our animator. Here then this. I'm going to double click on it and I'm going to remove the loop timer. So now let's check it again. Now after he got 2 hits, he's dead and still he's moving. He tried to reach to the next position. So to fix that problem as well, we need also go to our enemy script to limit the moving. So where is our script? In our script, I want to add here in the top a new variable. I'm going to say private enemy heads, enemy heads. Then start function, I'm going to say enemy hertz is equal to get component the enemy hertz. Now that we get our so we have access to our enemy hertz, I want to get access to our bool function in our enemy hertz, and here I'm going to say if enemy hertz dot is dead is not equal to dead, it's not to is dead, I think I call it is dead. I write it already here and I'm just searching for that. Okay, here is not equal to true, then I want to move. Cut this part with Ctrl X and Ctrl V, paste it again and save it. Now let's check it again. Okay, now the other one push him actually. Okay, let's see. Just make the game manager to be 0. Raise our game manager to be 1. Now he's dead and he's not moving anymore. That's good. And to solve that problem, we can do something else. We can going to make the capsule collider instead of not trigger to be trigger, so that the enemy can pass through each other. Or there's other way that we can make a new layer, then we saying that this layer is not contact with each other. Okay, that means here I'm going to add a new, I'm going to call it enemy. Then I'm going to our enemy, put the enemy as an enemy, and then I'm going to is this one? No, the other one. Project settings. Here I want to say the enemy. I don't want the enemy to collide with enemy. So now let's, if even we have a trigger, where is our enemy up here? Let's test it again. I need to make as you see, they can pass through him without any problems. Okay. So now it's your choice. If you want, we can make a new layer in our enemy and put them at the enemy layer and disable that the enemy doesn't collide with each other. This is one way, and the other way is just use that trigger to make that part, that collider, capsule collider as a trigger. So now that every bug is also fixed, let's move to the next video. See you in the next video.